Hello, and welcome to EUP's next plenary session. My name is Harry. I am the Speaker of this House, and with me I have members of the Cabinet, and at the same time House of Commons, and one of our esteemed guests and an all-time favorite for Enadians, plenty of Enadians right now, the Ambassador from LCN, Mr. Denver. Today we have a short session, and the probability is that we will have to actually provide a 24 extension to this following bill, but it is a bill that has been crafted with much attention by the Cabinet. The bill is called Parliamentary Procedures and will be introduced by a member of the Cabinet. I wish to ask the Prime Minister who will be the one introducing this bill today.
The Secretary of State for the Home Department.
Thank you. I would like also to remind the honourable member, Orangeman, to close their microphone as we can hear them constantly typing and clicking on their side there. Now, the Secretary of State of Homeland Affairs, Mr. Lincoln. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And today I am pleased to present to the House the Parliamentary Procedures Bill. Now, I know with that title I can just hear the momentary eye rolls from the back. However, there are a number of reasons why this bill is essential. One is the clarification it brings to future proceedings and future governments, and the other is the extra democratic path citizens can now take to raise their concerns and have their voices heard. Article 1 covers the crucial office of the Speaker, laying out their ability to grant speaking time or indeed refuse it. However, ministers will get the right to automatic reply. And also there is a power there to reject bogus points of order so that we can move on with House proceedings in a timely manner. Further to that, it clarifies the constitutional rules surrounding the order paper and who sets government business and approves debates. Article 2, on the other hand, lays out how members should raise their want to speak or how to politely interject in the middle of a speech from another member. Finally, it sets out how the Speaker may go about granting emergency debates or sessions in cooperation with the Manager of House Business, which happens to be me this occasion. Finally, Article 3 will likely be of greatest interest to the citizens as it will allow them, and residents as well, to submit petitions where they will be checked for validity. A valid petition with 10 signatures will receive a response from the government, and a valid petition with 15 signatures will be considered for debate in Parliament. The democratic accountability this will encourage should foster a new feeling of connection with the House, which is something we are trying to address, that we can continue to work as the people's government. And I can commend this statement to the House.
Yeah.
Thank you, Secretary of State. The floor will be open for any further discussion and points of order in this case here. I will remind the honourable members of this House to raise their hands as usually under the Parliament voice channel. And the floor is open for debate. I am unmuting also the honourable member Orangeman, as I had to mute them due to constantly having their microphone open.
Right, there's statement from the Prime Minister.
I am
Radio silence.
All right, radio silence indeed. Okay, so seeing that there is no point of orders, I will be offering and sending the floor to the honourable member and the Prime Minister of this Union, Ontario.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to quickly add, as is customary whenever Lincoln presents a legislation, a slight clarification.
Yeah,
The government is delighted to have worked with the Speaker's office directly on the creation of the petition system, and we're very proud that it is going ahead, and we think it will be a great asset to Canadian democracy. Furthermore, I just wish to make citizens aware that the petition submission system will be up and running in the next week, and that will be between the Speaker's office and the government on how that goes forward. We are still looking at various options. I think we're considering an online thing on the forums. Harry, if you want to come in on that from a technical point of view?
That remains to be seen as to how it's going to be happening, but most probably it's going to be either in the forums or within private DMs, and from there we will go.
Right, because I think we need to be to make it as open and public as possible.
So Prime Minister, in this way here, we're expecting basically a motion to be passed to us, and by the time that we have it has the sufficient amount of support, in that case it will be made public to gather signatures from the public in this case here, and from EU residents and citizens. That was the original thought, at least, but nevertheless, we can see in the future how that would be best assisting us in future technical terms, of course.
I thank the Speaker for the response on that, because I think it's important that citizens are aware of the procedure. So we will put forward a paper next week on various options for implementation, I think, together, along with the technical department, to ensure that we're moving forward together on this. But that's really all I had to add the clarification to my right honourable friend's statement.
Indeed.
All right, thank you, Prime Minister. The floor is still open for any further debate or anything of that sort. Does any honourable member of the House have a statement or anything that they'd like to clarify, ask, or debate? I'm going to give you 5 seconds to raise your hands. If not, then we'll be moving to a vote. 5 seconds have commenced. Alrighty, well, with that being said, anyone in favor to move to a vote?
I beg to move.
Thank you.
Second.
You may cast your votes
Second.
in the Parliament right now. We need a 7 minimal one to reach quorum. If we're not going to get it today due to time zones, etc., we will be obviously extending to
24
a 24
hours
hours. Yes. All right, so we have 5 votes right now. What about Sidonia in this case here? Will you be
Yep,
posting their
I'll do that
vote?
now.
All right, thank you. And we have His Majesty Craig also present. Hello and welcome. Alright, so at the time being, the table as it stands is as follows. We have 6 actual ayes right now. We're looking for 1 more to reach quorum. I'm going to extend the debate on this bill for 24 more hours. By the time that we reach quorum, the 24 hours extension is going to be actually overseen in this case there, and the bill will be considered and put into power. With that being said, we have also, we actually have one other honorable member, or should I say dishonorable member, who voted aye, and we've reached quorum. That's it. Everything is happening live. This is amazing. So we reached quorum in a live session. Now, thank you so much for that. Any other business, House?
There is no further business today, apart from an update on government business for next week.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I'll bring that up. The government will be bringing forward primary legislation on the roleplay rules update to kickstart that project again following leave absence of staff because of exams and things. So we'll be kicking that in with a new test part of the season, which we're going to be trying out. So we're going to do a scripted event, which should be quite interesting. There'll be an update on that from the Roleplay Secretary in the coming week. Secondly to that, we look forward to welcoming Sidonia back from his travels from the 8th Army, and we are quite excited to have him back. And we will be bringing forward a bill in preparation for the general election, setting out some principles and basic principles and House motions ahead of that for the scheduling of that date. And that's
all right. Thank you, Prime Minister. Anything else that you guys and gentlemen wish to raise a concern about, or any points? All right. Well, with that being said, seeing none in this case here, and this is a great session, 8 minutes long. I'm going to extend it for 2 more minutes because I like full numbers in this case here. I'm kidding. I need a second so we can conclude today's session.
I beg to move.
All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, well, thank you so much for coming to this speedy plenary session today. I wish you a lovely day, and we will see you in the next plenary session next Sunday.
Very well.